The Man Who Watches Me Sleep, Chapter 1. The New House. We moved in on a Sunday. The house loomed at the edge of a small town, a crooked Victorian structure shrouded by overgrown trees. Its paint had peeled into flakes like old skin. The front porch sagged. Every window was like an eye, half closed and watching. Mom called it a fresh start, but I knew better. As we carried boxes inside, I felt it. The way the house exhaled as we crossed the threshold. Cold, dry air brushed my cheeks like fingers. The scent of mold and old wood filled my nose, and somewhere beneath it, a faint smell of something dead. I should have spoken up. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mattress was still on the floor. Boxes surrounded me like a wall. At 3:12 a.m., I sat up. Someone was watching me. I looked toward the doorway, nothing, but my gaze drifted to the corner by the closet. There he was, a tall figure darker than the shadows, perfectly still, watching. I couldn't scream. I couldn't breathe. And just like that, he was gone. Chapter 2. The Whisper. In the morning, I told Mom. She waved it off. It's the stress, new place, new environment, maybe even sleep paralysis. I get it too. I didn't respond. I knew what I saw. The next night I didn't want to sleep, but I did. My exhaustion swallowed me whole. At 3:12 a.m. I woke again. Only this time I heard him. My name. Whispered. Right in my ear. I turned on the lamp so fast I almost knocked it over. There was no one there. But the room smelled wrong, like wet dirt and rust. Chapter 3. The Drawing. At school, I couldn't focus. My art teacher noticed I wasn't myself and handed me a blank sheet. Draw whatever you feel, she said. I drew him. The man in the corner. No eyes. Just shadow. Tall and thin, arms too long. When she saw it, her face paled. She said nothing, just took the paper and tucked it away. I never saw it again. That night, I asked Mom if she believed in ghosts. No, she said, but I believe houses have memories. That didn't make me feel better. Chapter 4. The Camera. I set up my phone to record overnight. I wanted proof. If I could see him on camera, I could convince Mom, maybe even myself. In the morning, I reviewed the footage. Hours of nothing until 3:12 a.m. The screen flickered, then glitched, and then a tall figure standing by my bed, watching. I gasped. He didn't move. The screen warped like an old VHS, and for 1 second, he looked directly into the lens. The video cut to black. The file was corrupted. Chapter 5. The Window. I began sleeping with the light on, but light didn't stop him. At 3:12 a.m., the bulb flickered, dimmed, then died. The man appeared again, not in the corner this time, but by the window, watching me. The next morning, I noticed something new. Fingerprints. On the inside of the glass. Chapter 6. Mom's Dream. One night, I heard Mom screaming. I ran to her room. She was drenched in sweat, eyes wild. She said she dreamed of someone standing over her, whispering in a voice like gravel and smoke. 3:12, she whispered. That was the moment I knew. I wasn't alone in this. Chapter 7. The Basement. I found the door behind a bookshelf. It led to the basement. We hadn't been down there since moving in. It was cold, colder than it should have been. Dust coated everything. But at the far end of the room, beneath the stairs, something was carved into the wall. Dozens of tally marks, like someone had been counting the days. And beneath that, scrawled in jagged letters, "He watches when you sleep." Chapter 8. The Voice Returns. The whispers got worse. Now I heard them during the day, in the shower, while brushing my teeth. Sometimes they weren't whispers anymore. Sometimes they laughed. Chapter 9. The Mirror. I looked into the mirror and saw him behind me. When I turned around, nothing was there. but the mirror had changed. There were handprints on the glass, inside the reflection. Not mine. Too large. Too many fingers. Chapter 10. The sleepwalking mom found me standing in the kitchen at 3:15 a.m., eyes open. Blank stare. I don't remember it. She said I kept whispering something. Let him in. Over and over. Chapter 11. The letter. I found an envelope tucked in the attic wall. Dated 1953. It read, "To whoever lives here next, he comes at night. Always at 3:12. Don't listen. Don't watch. Don't speak to him. He feeds on attention, on belief, on fear." I tried to warn others, but they thought I was mad. I hope you don't make the same mistake. LM. There were bloodstains on the corner. Chapter 12. The sleep clinic. Mom took me to a doctor. They wired me up and observed my sleep. Everything was fine until 3:12. The machines shorted out. My heart rate spiked. The nurse swore she saw someone walk into the room. There was no one. When I woke up, I had scratches down my arm. Chapter 13. The revelation. I looked back at the footage from the sleep clinic, frame by frame. In one frame, there he was, in full view, no face, just darkness. But the worst part, his hand was on my shoulder. Chapter 14. The possession. I started blacking out, losing time, finding dirt under my fingernails, waking up in the basement, writing things I didn't remember, in a notebook I didn't own. Chapter 15. Mom's disappearance. I woke up one morning and she was gone. No note. No call. No police could find her. But that night she stood in the corner, eyes black, mouth stitched shut. I screamed and she vanished. Chapter 16. The fire. I tried to burn the house, but the flames wouldn't catch. The wood hissed, the walls groaned, and from the firelight I saw him again, closer than ever. He whispered, "You invited me in." Chapter 17. The final night. I boarded up my door, covered every mirror. I stayed awake with all the lights on. 3:11. 3:12. Silence. No footsteps. No whispers. And then the power went out. Darkness. Breath on my neck. A hand on my shoulder. Epilogue. The next tenant. They say the boy vanished. The house was empty for years. But last week a new family moved in. They have a son. He says someone watches him sleep, always at 3:12.